Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video. On Litecoin, I have not covered Litecoin in a while. I have covered it quite a bit in the past, but wanted to give you my thoughts on this. We on Tuesday, obviously, we got the news that Canary Capital seeks approval from the SEC for a spot Litecoin ETF. So they applied for a Litecoin ETF. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit more because I actually do think that's interesting. I think most of you will disagree with me on that. But no, I do think it's interesting. So I wanted to give you my thoughts on if that actually has potential. And then also, we'll talk about the short-term price action here, because I think short-term price action-wise, in combination with the ETF, I think that there's actually, I think there's an opportunity here for Litecoin to actually perform relatively well, or at least get some sort of a move up here. So I wanted to talk about that. So let's get right into it. Now, the ETF, I think most people are not interested in this, or they kind of downplay it because of how the Ethereum ETF right now is performing, which is very poorly. All right, the Ethereum ETF is not doing great. It also started off well. It started off with a bit of a bang, but since then it hasn't been great. A lot of grayscale selling as well. And with Litecoin, I think the situation is a bit more is a bit different. First of all, Litecoin, the chances of them actually approving this ETF, it's still not 100%, of course, but Litecoin technologically and asset wise is very similar to Bitcoin. It's basically Bitcoin. So there's a relatively high chance that Litecoin actually does get an ETF. And I think that the demand for such an ETF is higher than most people expect. Grayscale already has a Litecoin trust, as you can see right here. And they actually have, I think, $150 million, if I'm not mistaken, if I can find it. No, $134 million in assets under management, right? So $134 million in Litecoin has been invested in by institutions. And if you compare that with other coins, that's pretty high, all right? That's I'm not sure what we can compare that with, but the Grayscale Solana Trust, for example, has a little bit less than 80 million. So that's almost double of the Solana Grayscale Trust. So I actually do think that there's institutional demand for Litecoin, and then what we've got so far after the news for an ETF that I actually do think has more demand than people think, and actually has a relatively high chance of being accepted. And we only at this point of time got like a 9% move up. I think that's I don't think that's much. And then if you look at the technicals, with the bullish momentum, we were able to break above $70. We're holding $70 right now, so that's a bullish breakout that we're actually holding, which is always bullish. And then what you can see over the last, I think the last 13 hours, is that we're also getting some fresh momentum. That's what you can see down here, all right? That's increasing. So that combination of the fundamentals that I think are more bullish than people think, a breakout above $70 here, which is a noteworthy breakout either way, and the momentum kicking in, is I think we actually do have a chance to rally up higher. My first price target is very conservative at like $77 right here. But if we reach up to $77 and we zoom out, that is the start of some sort of a more bullish structure for Litecoin, and ultimately that could go much higher. So no, I think Litecoin is interesting here. I think if you technically want to be certain, we now have two very strong key levels around us between 70 and 72, which is the area we reached, and it's also the value area high. I would wait for one of those two levels to break. All right, then you have confirmation of direction. So if you really want to be certain about this, just wait for $72 to break. If we can break above that and actually hold the breakout, then it's even more confirmed that we're going up to $77. But then obviously you do have a later entry, because I do think it's most likely we will break out and that we will see a continuation into $77. But I'll keep you updated on that if you're interested in that. For now, those are my thoughts, and that's what I think you need to know. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Take care and bye.